growing economies of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, BRICS, have had a significant impact on the world economy. These nations' influence on the global financial market has grown significantly as they have gained in popularity. The possibility of a US dollar decline, the main reserve currency of the globe, has been a major issue of concern in particular. In this video, we'll examine the effects of the BRICS countries' economic growth on the US currency and possible effects on the global economy. Before starting, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. So let's start. The US dollar's future and whether it will climb or decline are difficult to forecast. As the US dollar is a reserve currency, several local and foreign variables have an impact on its value. The US dollar might depreciate in the future, yet it is impossible to forecast when or why. The fiscal and monetary policies of the US government also have an impact on the value of the US dollar. Inflation may result from increased US government expenditure, which might devalue the US currency. In a similar vein, tax increases or expenditure cutbacks by the US government may result in deflation, which may boost the US currency. The Federal Reserve's actions may influence interest rates and manage the money supply, which can have an impact on the value of the US dollar. Geopolitical developments might also have an impact on the US currency. Political or economic instability in a nation or area may cause market uncertainty, which can cause the US dollar to lose strength. Similar to this, the US dollar may strengthen if a nation or area is enjoying rapid economic expansion. The US dollar might depreciate in the future, yet it is impossible to forecast when or why. The strength of the US dollar may be influenced by far too many factors, and it is hard to forecast how each one will change. Moreover, uncontrollable occurrences like natural catastrophes or geopolitical unrest may have an impact on the US dollar. It is thus hard to forecast whether the value of the US dollar will decline in the future. The strength of the US dollar may be influenced by far too many variables, and it is hard to forecast how each one will change. It is hard to anticipate when or why the value of the US dollar may decline in the future. The best strategy to guard against a possible US dollar decrease is to diversify one's holdings and keep abreast of economic and geopolitical developments that could have an impact on the US dollar's strength. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa make up the BRICS nations. These are 5 of the top rising economies in the world, and their combined influence on global politics and economics is significant. The BRICS nations' economic and political weight is expanding quickly, and they have recently gained more sway in international affairs. The BRICS nations are seen as a check on the dominance of the old G7 nations. They have the potential to evolve into significant economic powers in the next decades since their economies are expanding more quickly than those of the majority of wealthy nations. In addition to their strength in the economy, the BRICS nations are rising to prominence in world politics. The importance of the BRICS nations has grown throughout the global world. For instance, the BRICS nations established the BRICS Development Bank in 2014 as a multilateral development bank with the purpose of funding projects inside the BRICS nations. The BRICS Trade and Investment Partnership, BTIP, which was established by the BRICS nations in addition, aims to promote trade and investment among them. The BRICS nations are also cooperating on a variety of other projects, such as the BRICS Energy Security Initiative, which aims to meet the country's energy requirements. Also, the BRICS nations are actively involved in a number of international concerns, such as the fight against terrorism and climate change. One of the primary factors contributing to the BRICS nations' growing prominence in the world community has been their economic success. The economies of the BRICS nations have grown rapidly in recent years, and development is anticipated to continue in the years to come. For instance, between 2020 and 2050, it is predicted that the Chinese economy would expand on average by 6.5% a year. Since that China is a significant trade partner for many nations worldwide, this will benefit the international economy. Also, the BRICS nations are progressively investing heavily in one another's economy. For instance, China and India are the 2 countries with the greatest foreign investments in each other's respective countries. This increasing investment is promoting economic development in the BRICS nations and assisting in the eradication of poverty and inequality in these nations. Also, the BRICS nations are collaborating to advance world economic growth and collaboration. For instance, the G20, an international grouping of the top economies in the world, includes the BRICS nations. Also, the BRICS nations are cooperating to improve world economic stability and fight poverty. Overall, it is evident that the BRICS nations are having a significant impact on the world economy. They are increasingly expanding their impact as they emerge as significant economic and political forces. Their economic development and growing involvement in one another's economies are fostering global economic expansion and lowering levels of poverty. In the next years, it is expected that the BRICS nations will gain even greater significance as their influence grows. There is no clear solution to the difficult subject of whether or not the US dollar will decline. The US economy's health, the Federal Reserve's decisions, and the state of the world economy are just a few of the numerous variables that will affect the US dollar's strength in the near future. Long-term, the rise of new economic heavyweights like the BRICS nations may have an impact on the US dollar's strength. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The BRICS nations represent over 1/3 of the global economy, making them a powerful economic force. With a combined population of nearly 3 billion, the BRICS nations' economy are anticipated to expand more quickly than those of the US and other developed nations. These nations have also made significant investments in technical advancement and infrastructure, which might support their economies even further. The BRICS New Development Bank, which is intended to finance infrastructure projects in the BRICS nations, was also established as part of the BRICS countries' pursuit of economic unity. This would result in more commerce between the BRICS nations, which might enhance demand for those nations' currencies and devalue the US dollar. It is crucial to remember that the US dollar remains the strongest currency in the world, and the BRICS nations are not expected to overtake it anytime soon. The US economy is also still reasonably healthy, and the Federal Reserve is expected to maintain its strategy of keeping interest rates low, all of which should contribute to the long-term strength of the US dollar. This is it for today's video. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. Thanks for watching.